Hey guys, glad you stopped by. Doing dinner, and tonight we're gonna do a crockpot dish. It's kind of a hybrid dish. We're gonna do some of it in a skillet, and then we're gonna throw it in the crockpot. It lessens the cooking time. You can do it all in the crockpot, but it takes a little longer, and I'll explain that as we go. But we're gonna do a chili mac. Every ingredient that's in it, you should probably have in your kitchen, I'm sure, or down in your pantry, or where your canned goods are, things of that nature. It's just cheese and beans and tomatoes and all kinds of goodness, some beef broth, along with some macaroni and a lot of cheese. I think it'll be really good, but it doesn't take 6-7 hours in a crock pot. Instead, it takes about 3, which is good because I've got about 3 hours worth of stuff I need to get done, and that'll allow me to get that done while this is cooking, and then we're gonna have dinner. I don't remember exactly who wrote the recipe, but I got it off of Tasty's website, which I actually have not ever been on their site before. I just know it looked really good. They had a bunch of crock pot dishes, and at least in our house, crock pot dishes are, well, we eat them a lot. You probably know that if you followed me for any amount of time. But the next couple weeks are gonna be crock pot dishes that you can do Christmas Eve if that's your gig. I know we do chili or something in a crock pot on Christmas Eve that doesn't take up a lot of time because there's a whole lot of hustle and bustle going on. So, that being said, if you're new, welcome. If this is your first video, hope you check out some of the other ones. If you're returning or one of our 1,000,000 subscribers, well, not literally 1,000,000, but it feels like 1,000,000, right? Sorry, Chris is over there icing cookies. And, but anyhow, thank you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for returning. Thank you for checking me out. That being said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Comments are always welcomed. All I ask is you be nice. Be respectful. It's okay to disagree. Just think before you type. We've had to kick a couple of people out of the neighborhood already because they weren't being nice. And that's okay. I mean, it happens, right? You don't gain almost 2,400 subscribers and not have a couple people that just don't want to play well. But anyhow, that being said, let's head on down to the counter and we'll get started with our crockpot recipe. All right, hold on for me 1 second. Okay, we're down here at the counter. So, first thing you're gonna need, other than the crock pot, which I haven't even got out yet, so we don't need it yet, is a skillet and a recipe. Got the recipe written down as always. Got it written in pencil. That way we can change things, modify things, or just tear it out and throw it away, which I have yet to do. Out of almost 400 recipes, I have yet to throw one away. We've been able to fix or change or alter something in every recipe, or just leave it alone if it was really good. So, we got a recipe, we got a frying pan, which you'll need. As always use cast iron. And you read with cast iron, they tell you that wobblers or spinners are no good, that they're not worth anything, you might as well just throw them away. Lies. This one right here, spinner. And you know what? We use it all the time. It still cooks. That's all you need. Unless you're trading, collecting, not using every day, spinners are fine as long as it's not ungodly. And like I said, this one spins. It's probably my worst one of the bunch, but you have to chase it on occasion or hold on to it, which we have covers, sleeves, and all that to hold on to it with. But anyhow, to get back on track, I've got 1 pound of hamburger here, 80/20, and we're gonna throw that in there, get that browning up. And to that, we are gonna add 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 tablespoon of cumin, a teaspoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. And if you don't have all of that, and you have some chili seasoning, like your favorite chili seasoning, use that. That's pretty much what that is, just a basic chili seasoning. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook this up and get it nice and brown and crumbled, like we're making hamburger for sloppy joes or anything else. Alright, we got our beef nice and brown and crisp. So, I said earlier that we didn't have to do this, but here's why we do. We could dump the meat in the crock pot raw along with the vegetables. But what we're looking to do is now we've got a nice sear on this meat, and it's had a chance to really get to know those seasonings. With what little bit of oil we did have in here, the grease from the hamburger, which if you have extra, you know, if there's say an abundance of grease, because sometimes 80-20 I feel is like 70-30, just go ahead and drain it. You know, you want some, but not a bunch. But now that we got that brown, and instead of dumping it all in the crock pot raw, I am going to add, I have got in here, I don't know if you can see it all, it looks like the French flag, a half a cup of red pepper, a half a cup of green pepper, and then 1 cup of onion. And I've just got that chopped. Now, you can fine chop it, you can dice it, you can big chunks, however you like to do it. It's completely up to you. But we're gonna throw those in the pan with our hamburger. And then I have 3 cloves of garlic that is minced. And we're gonna let this run for about 3 or 4 minutes, 5 at most. We're gonna get this, get the onions and peppers nice and softened. Now, you don't want to really walk away from this with the garlic, because your garlic, if it sits in one place too long and gets too hot, it burns. Garlic burns real easy. But we're gonna let this cook for a few minutes, and then I think we're done with this skillet. Okay, so we've got our meat cooked. I know you can't see it, but I'm gonna bring it over so you can. There we are right there. That is what we're looking like. That's beef and peppers and onions and garlic, and it smells fantastic, and it's making me hungry. Haven't really had a whole lot of time to eat today, but we're just gonna put that in the crock pot. If you are new to my channel, you are looking at my entire kitchen. Right behind you is a window and a door, literally right behind you. I have a galley kitchen, and it's a small galley kitchen to boot. But that's all right. We're gonna change that eventually. Yeah. What are you doing?
Hello.
Okay. Everybody, that is Abby, in case you didn't know. So we got that in there. To this, we are going to add 1 15-ounce can of diced tomatoes, or if there's another tomato you prefer, fire roasted would be good. I just didn't have any. In this, give that a good quick stir. I am putting in, now, here's where I'm deviating from the original recipe a little bit. The original recipe called for 1 15-ounce can of chili beans, 1 15-ounce can of black beans. I don't have any black beans, but I do have chili beans. So, but it also said use whatever beans you prefer. So, I mean, if you don't like black beans, like here, I'm the only person that's a fan of black beans, so we don't eat them very often. You know, you could use kidney beans or red beans or anything of that nature. And then 1 can of chili beans on top of that. So I'm using 1 can of white chili beans and 1 can of red chili beans, regular chili beans. Now I can my own chili beans. I don't know if I have a video for it or not, but if I don't, you would like to see one, just let me know in the comments and I will show you how I make my chili beans. So we got that in there. And then we are going to add 1 cup of beef broth in there. We'll give this all a quick stir real quick just because we can. Alright, there is that. And then the last thing we need to add to this is the macaroni noodles, because you can't really have chili mac without macaroni noodles. So let me find a home for a measuring cup, and then it gets 2 cups of macaroni noodles. Yeah, elbow macaroni noodles. I mean, I'm sure everybody knows what they look like if you've ever eaten macaroni and cheese, but that's what they look like. And we're gonna add 2 cups of those in there. So the only ingredient we have left to put in is our cheese, but we don't want to put the cheese in right now. We will wait until about 15 minutes before it's done, or right before it's done. We just want to get it melted in there. So it'll take about 10-15 minutes in the slow cooker. So we'll go ahead and, or crock pot. So is that a regional thing? Is it a crock pot in some places, a slow cooker in other places? Or is it just a preference, or is there an actual difference between a crock pot and a slow cooker? If you know, let me know down in the comments, because I really don't know. That would be a good question to ask for like the question of the week. I got another one too, which I think I'll post probably, if I haven't posted it already today, it'll be sometime tonight. And see what we got. I like posting like little notes the way I've been doing the last couple weeks. I didn't even know that was a thing, and I've been doing YouTube now for a few years, which is wild. But anyhow, I thought I'd just start posting questions of the week now that we actually have some people in our neighborhood. So that's it for all of that, right? The only thing we have left to do is grab the lid out of the sink, because that's where I set it. Close it up, because that's the coolest thing in the world that it has locks. And we're gonna turn it on. I'm gonna put this bad boy on low. And we are gonna cook this on low for 3 to 3.5 hours. We'll check it near the 3-hour mark. And that'll be the only time I take the lid off of it. And that's gonna be to do nothing more than see if the noodles are tender. That's all we're looking for. So when I come back, we'll take a check at it and throw some cheese in it maybe. All right, I'll see you here in just a second. Okay, so we've been about 3 hours, and I'm pretty sure I did jump in here and stir it a couple times throughout the 3 hours. We did get some of the outside decorations up, but in that time, that's what I was doing, was outside starting Christmas decorations. I know it's after the 1st and after Thanksgiving and all that, but I just haven't had time. It's been busy. Managing a restaurant, a pizza shop, especially this time of year, is insane. Working at a pizza shop is insane this time of year, but that's all right. We got plans. So anyhow, we got it going. Here, let me get you down here so you can actually see what we got looking like here. If you're new, I am the cameraman. I'm also the executive producer, writer, director, star, and chief bottle washer, so to speak. So there we are. It actually looks, it looks good. The whole house smells fantastic. So in this bowl, I have a very liberal cup of cheddar and a very liberal cup of Colby Jack. I think the original recipe went with a Monterey Jack, but honest to goodness, I could not find any Monterey Jack at the store. So what we're going to do is we're going to take about half of this. I just mixed it together. And we're going to take a good chunk of this, because it's a chili mac. It's macaroni and cheese and chili. And we're going to mix this in, right, just like such. And you can put more cheese in here. As a matter of fact, I'll probably end up grabbing, because I shredded a whole pound of cheese to go with this. It was a whole 2 pounds of cheese, a pound of each kind. Because since we don't use pre-shredded cheese, I usually just shred the entire block and I'll freeze half of it, but I actually refrigerated the other half of these. But anyhow, and then we're going to take the rest of this and we're just going to put it on top, just like that. I'm sure that bowl looks huge and annoying, and I apologize. I didn't even think about that. Got that on there. Now we're going to stick the lid on here, and we're going to give it about 10 minutes for that to melt on top. And then when I come back, we can check it out and try some. All right, hold on for me 1 second. All right, so we've been about 10-15 minutes. I cut up some bread while we were waiting, and you could have 1,000 different things with this, but bread sounded good. It was either that, or if I'd have had time today, I would have made homemade tortilla chips, but I didn't have time. It doesn't take long. I've got some stale corn tortillas that just need to be turned into chips. You just fry them for a minute, and they're good to go. But there we are. Let me bring it in so that way you can take a good look at it right quick. I think that looks absolutely amazing. definitely ooey gooey cheesy. And like I said, you add as much cheese as you want to it. That's the beauty of dishes like this. I mean, really, they're very versatile. But that looks fantastic. And let me bring it back out so that way you're not getting giant views of my hand, so to speak, because that would be weird. Which I think we did just a minute ago. And for that, I apologize. So now all I have left to do, I went ahead, I actually, even though I didn't say anything, directions or the recipe, I turned this off as soon as we put the cheese on it. That way, it was gonna melt. It's hot, it's been in here for 4 hours. So, well, 3.5. So there's no reason why it shouldn't be, you know, easy to melt. Plus, I know it melted all that cheese I stuck in there. Look at that, look at all that just ooey, gooey, cheesy goodness. I do so like cheese. Oddly enough though, growing up, I hated cheese. You would never catch me eating it on a hamburger or anything like that. And of course, you can always top this with more cheese. Matter of fact, why don't we do that? Because that sounds really good. Hold on for me just 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Wanted to get some more cheese. When I was looking at toppings to put on this, although really I don't even know if you need a side. That she had listed more cheese as one of it, and I thought, well, that's, you know, are you sure? But then as I'm serving it, I'm like, oh yeah, more cheese will work. And then I've got some jalapenos right here, and we'll take some of those and put those on there just like such. I'm gonna grab that red one because it's really pretty. There is that, and there, my friends, is our dish. I think that looks absolutely wonderful. So now all we have left to do is give it a try, really. I mean, it's going to be blazing hot. I mean, if we really wanted to go with the not melt your face rule, we'd probably have to wait 15-20 minutes. And I'm starved. Not really eating a whole lot today. And I just don't want to wait, so I'll blow on it. But like I said, the one thing you're looking for to make sure it's done is pretty much everything's cooked that needs to be, except for the noodles. And you just want to make sure the noodles are tender. Oh, that's wonderful. That's definitely yeah, that's a good recipe. I would say give this one a try. Sorry, I'm hungry. I can't help myself. Yeah, definitely give that a try. Yeah, that's awesome. The chili is actually quite good. I'm always leery of chili recipes. I'm a little biased in my own, but that's good. It's got good flavor, just the right balance. So anyhow, sorry about that. Technical difficulties, but no, it's got a it's got a really solid balance. You can't beat that with a stick. It's quick, it's fast, it's easy. Go in the crock pot. And you know, with the options you have as far as how to cook it, let's say you don't have time to brown the hamburger and all that stuff. You know, you're getting up in the morning, you need it to cook all day. Throw the meat in raw. Just crumble it up first. Don't, you know, like you would if you put it in the pan, crumble it up first. Throw your vegetables in there and your garlic and mix it all together and walk away. 6 to 8 hours later on low, bam, it's the same result. Yeah, and you got the whole day. You can go to work, whatever it is you need to do. The only thing she did recommend is if you're going to do it that way, don't put the noodles in until about an hour before it's done. So if you're running 6 to 8 hours, 5 to 7 hours ish, you know, or even at that, you get home from work, dump 2 cups of noodles in there real quick, walk away, go take care of things you got to around the house, come back, it'll be done. problem solved. You know, I think. But anyhow, let me know if you give this a try. Leave me a comment down below, hit me up on Facebook, you know, whatever it takes. Tomorrow, we are going to do another cookie. Another cookie that could be done for Christmas. Easily. Last week, those cream cheese cookies, off the hook. And these are very similar. They're an Italian ricotta cookie. And they will be, they're very similar in how you make them. Don't be fooled by the name ricotta. I was like, oh, ricotta cheese, but cheese is actually used in baking a lot, so it doesn't really surprise me. Ricotta, mascarpone, and cream cheese seem to be the three more popular ones. But these cookies, I know this because I've already shot the video, are amazing. I mean, just amazing. They got a wonderful lemon icing that goes on top of them, which you can switch that up. I found probably, I don't know, a dozen different flavors to make these cookies in, but we're gonna do the basic cookie with the lemon icing, and I guarantee you, you're gonna wanna tune in tomorrow for this one. So, till tomorrow for some Italian ricotta cookies. I love you. I love you very much, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Tell somebody else you love them and that you love them very much. They may need to hear it. You know, it's going to make them feel better either way it goes. It's going to make you feel good to tell them. And if you make them some of this chili mac, man, they're going to just know that you care. And it's going to lead to hours of good conversation. Get your family together at the dinner table, have some of this, find out how they're doing for the day, or your significant other, or, you know, whatever your household's made of. So many diversified households out there. But either way it goes, it'll be a good time to communicate, spend some time together, have a good meal, fill your belly up. So till tomorrow for some Italian ricotta cookies. I love you. I'll see you then. Talk to you later. Bye.